As a little girl, how well your father loved you set your bar for how you expect a man to love you now. If your daddy was truly your Prince Charming, if he protected you, if he nurtured you, then being valued by a man feels normal to you. But if your daddy, through no fault of your own, ignored, abandoned, or betrayed you, that kind of treatment, also known as toxic love, tragically feels normal to you now as a woman. Working with my clients, we often confront the pain of daddy's words and actions early in our process. Why? Because they have the power to sabotage how you truly value yourself today. If he made you feel unworthy as a little girl, you are most likely to seek out men who agree with him now. Such early rejection is registered deep in your limbic brain. And as long as you believe those early tapes of his put-downs and rejection, they will haunt you all your life as they sabotage your real hopes and dreams to find the one who will truly love you. That is, until you take the courageous step to replay them in the safety of a counseling relationship. Then, rather than listening as a vulnerable little girl, you now listen as a woman who is becoming aware of her wisdom and her worth. Loving yourself as your daddy never could gives you the courage to push the erase button on those earliest messages. My client Sarah had a father who was a very successful businessman. As she remembers, he always seemed too busy to notice how adorable she was. In fact, the only time she caught his attention was when she interrupted his life by asking for a hug or a bedtime story. The answer was always no. Can't you see I'm on the phone? Why can't you just ask your mother? Of course, Sarah eventually grew out of the stage of bedtime stories and into her teenage years. She was so desperate for attention and just plain old love, and not having learned that she was worth the love of a man, she soon loved any boy that would have her. Up until a year ago, that was what she was still doing as a woman of 38 years. Working with me, Sarah's healing began when she could speak the memories of her daddy's rejection out loud in a safe place. Through her not a bimbo journey, she embraced her wisdom and her worthiness to raise her bar on relationships. Her first step, pushing that erase button on her daddy tapes. What can we learn from this? Well, first of all, we learn that little girls are vulnerable to become who our daddies tell us we are. Another thing we learn, if he demeaned you, betrayed, or abandoned you, his early messages did not reflect the truth of who you were or are today. One last thing we learn, you hold within you the courage to press erase and rewrite the truth about the woman you are. If you'd like support in erasing your daddy tapes, I invite you to explore our working together through a 20-minute complimentary Worthy Woman session with me. My promise to you is to support you to know you are worthy of the love you dream of.